And welcome back. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. And our next guest is a retired Air Force officer and romance author. Put those two things together. She joins us to speak about her passion for writing and shed some light on her third romance novel coming up titled Love Me Now. Please welcome to the show, Dei Araujo. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Do you fly?
No, I'm actually afraid of flying, and I actually get that question a lot. How could you be in the Air Force and not like flying? But yeah,
No,
the
no,
best
I know
service.
how it works. I was going to join the Air Force, but I was going to be a military police officer.
Of course,
So
yeah,
yeah, so
security force.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of other things that you can do. So
exactly. It's not just flying or anything else. There's
yeah,
more to it.
but thank you for your service.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So you got out of the service. When did you get the idea that you want to put the pen to the paper?
Well, actually, I've always wanted to be a writer. When I was 11 years old, it was something that just came naturally to me. I remember writing stories and sharing them with my father, who
Hmm.
was actually Air Force, so I am a military brat. And just watching him laugh and light up at the stories I would tell kind of solidified my desire to be an author.
Yeah, and you probably traveled the world, right? Being a military brat.
Yes, luckily I did, and then me and my brothers, we it was something that we really embraced the whole military brat persona, and we're not really brats. It's just that we have been open to
Yeah,
we've been to so many opportunities and seen so many cultures in different countries.
yeah.
So we were very fortunate.
Did any of the cultures and things that you've seen in the past has it contributed? Has any of that contributed to what you're doing today? When you and does it help you in your writing?
I would say yes,
Yeah.
because I was exposed to so many different cultures, and not only it's Hispanic and Latino cultures, but I was also exposed to Asian cultures, um, and that has contributed to a lot of the writing that I've done right now. My second book, The Kaibol's Wife,
Yeah.
looks at the interracial relationship between an African American woman and a South Korean. Um, CEO. And so I really love the Korean culture. I love watching Korean dramas, and I was part of the whole K-pop boom.
Yeah.
So it just seemed natural that I would write a romance involving those elements.
You say K Bolt's wife?
The Kaibol, the
The Kai
Kaibol's
Bolt.
wife. Yes.
And what is the Kai Bolt?
So a Kaibol in Korea is essentially a CEO. When you think about Samsung, Hyundai, the CEOs of those companies are called Kaibols.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
And their heirs, to this, multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. And so, if you watch Korean dramas, you'll tend to see that the Kaibols, those billionaires, tends to be like the male leads in some of the dramas. And so, I was just fascinated by them.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how you got into writing those type of novels, the Love Me
Yes.
novels. Love Me
Yes.
Now.
And I got to admit, too, my mom used to work at a book company and a publishing company. And when I was young, she would bring home books. And she also fed that desire of mine to not only be a writer, but just to read. And because of her, I became such a voracious reader.
Yeah.
And that contributed also to my desire to be a writer. And so I say I'm multicultural, but I like historical. I like Victorian, Regency. If it has a romance element to it, I'm going to read it,
Yeah.
and I'll probably write it too.
Yeah. But does that stick out? Is that your passion right there? The romance novels? I mean, I know
Yes,
you like the mysteries and all of that stuff, but I mean, I'm sure you can put it all together
yeah,
into a nice
definitely. My
romance.
my dad used to say I would see life through rose-colored glasses because I'm such a romantic at heart, and
Yeah.
that's my passion.
Yeah. Need You Now. Tell me a little bit about
That
it.
was my first book. So Need You Now, interestingly enough, I started writing that when I was on active duty and I was deployed to Saudi Arabia. It actually took me 10 years to finish it, polish it, and then published it in 2017. At the time, I was a single mother, and so this particular book looks at romance from a single mother's point of view.
Yeah.
And also, I have a special needs son. So the young boy that's mentioned in this book is autistic, which is similar to the condition that my son has.
Yeah.
And so it's a fun book in that you get to see the mind of how, at least somewhat of the mind of an autistic young boy and how they see the world, and then her fight to try to get her child back because he is kidnapped. So it's a romance suspense. So yeah.
All right. So we got to pick that up and read that. And then a new one that you have out. Tell me a little bit about that one. Give me a quick synopsis.
Oh, Love Me Now. So I tend to, I like to explore those types of themes where, I believe as humans, we all go through something. And my character in Love Me Now, Lowell, is a victim of a traumatic incident. And she ends up going to Puerto Rico to try to rediscover herself and to kind of get away from the area where that incident has happened. And in this new journey of hers, she's having to rediscover who she is, but then she also falls in love. So Love Me Now deals a little bit with PTSD, which is something that a lot of military members go through.
Sure.
But it also deals with mental health, because PTSD can just branch off into different other conditions, depression, anxiety. And I wanted to be able to show that through Lowell. She's not your strong, fierce, what you would think of as a female character. I mean, she gets her strength as she goes through the books. But I feel that Lowell is more real. She's more raw as she deals with overcoming this trauma and learning that she can survive.
Yeah. You know what? It seems like you may have a screenplay in there too.
Thank you.
You ever think about going in that direction?
I would love to. My husband says it all the time. He says, you know what, that could be a movie. And I'm like,
yeah,
from your God's ears.
Hey, you never know. It may go in that direction. You know,
I would love that. I would really love that.
You're in the business of putting the pen to the paper, so all you have to do is turn it into a screenplay and see what happens.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. Anything coming up in the future that we should know about?
Well, The Kyble's Wife. Even I just released Love Me Now, but The Kyble's Wife has been doing really good on Amazon. It just shot off really well. Yeah. And I gotta mention the fact that The Kyble's Wife came to me at a time where I was pretty much in a really a dark place, and I didn't want to do anything, and so I literally binge watched Korean dramas on a daily basis, and that's how I got the impetus to do The Kyble's Wife. Yeah. So my next project will be the sequel to The Kyble's Wife, which will be The Kyble's Song. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think it's going to be a little bit more lighter than The Kyble's Wife, because again, we're dealing with I guess more mature adult themes as far as divorce, why that divorce happened, attempted murder and stuff like that. So the Kyble's Song is going to be just a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun. And I'm hoping with Love Me Now, the third book that I come out for that series, will be a little bit lighter as well. I want to try to do something more light and fun. I think I've gotten all the messages that I've wanted to do as far as mental health and, being a single mother and dealing, having children with special needs. I think I've put that out there. I think I've exhausted that. And now I just want to be able to just write lighter romances that are fun.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you're in the business of writing. All right. Beautiful.
I am. It's actually what I did when I was in the Air Force as well.
Yeah. Is your husband helping you to fly with these books?
He is. He's like my number one supporter. He's the one that's like, oh man, I can't wait for you to be a New York Times bestseller, or, I can't wait to see that on the silver screen. He supports me 100%. He likes to take my books to his job and like, have you guys seen this new book? necklaces.
He helps you sell them out of his trunk, right?
Yes, yes. That grassroots publicity
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. That's how it
Yeah.
works. I know this guy that sold a whole lot of books out of his trunk.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And Brenda Jackson, I believe she's an African American romance writer. And when she started out, that's exactly how she sold her books, right out the trunk of her car. So
And you have the
it
information.
works.
You have the information right on your website. And are you
Yeah,
involved with
that's
social
my
media?
webpage. You guys can reach me. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram as well.
Yeah. You can shout it out. What is it? Social media and website.
Oh, yeah, Dei Araujo 73 is Instagram. Dei Araujo is on Facebook, and then www.deiaraujo.com is where you can find more updates and news on my upcoming projects.
And what's your husband's name?
David Araujo.
David! Big shout out to Dave.
Brooklyn raised.
Thank you for your service too. All right, Dei Araujo, romance novelist and author. Love Me Now. And she has some more stuff coming down the pipe. And when you do, come and visit us again, okay?
I sure will. I've been delighted to.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll take a break. I've got more. We're going to fly next.